Olá a todos, malta. Sejam muito bem-vindos aqui a mais uma React Weekend. E como eu vos tinha comentado na semana passada, estamos para uma React Weekend especial de terror. Obviamente que ontem foi sexta-feira 13. Para muita gente, sexta-feira 13 é um dia de azar. E eu tenho que admitir, pode ser de azar para alguns, mas eu gosto. Especialmente quando é para ver coisas relacionadas a terror. Então, no vídeo 2, na React Weekend de hoje, sendo sábado, estaremos a reagir a um vídeo com o título 20 Horror Games You Must Play Alone at Night. E eu tinha lido o completamente oposto. Oh, que caralho. Não. Mas, malta. Vamos descobrir 20 jogos de terror que eu devo jogar à noite sozinho. Mas já sabem, se vocês gostam de terror, já sabem, podem sempre deixar o vosso like, especialmente aos fins de semana também. Se vocês gostarem do conteúdo da React Weekend, subscreverem-se e ativarem o sininho das notificações para não pararem de receber notificação de quando irá sair o próximo vídeo. E como vocês sabem, coisas de terror têm que ser feitas à noite. São neste preciso momento 2 da manhã e eu ainda tenho de reagir a este vídeo, editar e trazer a thumbnail para que vocês aí desse lado estejam a ver às 6 horas da tarde. Por isso nunca se esqueçam, like no vídeo, subscrevam-se, ativem o sininho das notificações, porque em 2026 irá estar a sair vídeos quase todos os dias. Então, posto isto, vamos logo avançar para o vídeo dos 20 jogos de terror que devemos jogar à noite sozinhos.
Horror players are usually brave, but playing alone at night, that's a different level. No lights, no backup. Just you and the game. If you think you can handle it, these are 20 horror games you must play alone at night. Until Dawn is...
Já começa. Until Dawn.
one of those horror games that refuses to let you relax. 8 friends head back to Blackwood Mountain a year after 2 sisters disappeared. From there, everything unravels into a nightmare. The setup feels straight out of a slasher film. An isolated lodge, deep snow, thick fog, and strange noises that make you stop in your tracks. What makes the game different is the butterfly effect system. Small decisions have huge consequences. A single response, choosing the wrong door, or even moving your controller at the wrong time can decide who lives and who dies. The motion detection is brutal. If your hands shake in real life, your character can give themselves away. That creates a level of tension that's hard to shake off. The cast adds weight too, with full performances from Hayden Panettiere, Rami Malek, and others. It feels more like you're part of an interactive horror movie than just playing a game. The remake on PS5 and PC, rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5, pushes visuals even further. Ray-traced lighting, sharper textures, and environmental detail really stand out. Some players, though, are frustrated with the 30 frames per second limit and facial animations that can look a bit exaggerated. Even so, if you play with the lights off and a headset on, the intensity doubles. Until Dawn isn't just a survival horror game. It's an experience you have to endure.
Until Dawn.
Jessica!
You can't let me die!
Malta, não se esqueçam que muitos jogos que de certo vão aparecer aqui, eu quero experimentar. Então, Until Dawn agora, depois deste vídeo, vai-me apetecer experimentar.
The Medium is one of those horror games that feels different right away. You play as Marianne, a psychic drawn to the Niwa Resort, an abandoned Soviet-era hotel hiding some pretty dark history. The twist? You're not just exploring one world. You're moving through both reality and the spirit world. Sometimes split screen at the same time, sometimes flipping back and forth. And every puzzle, every encounter kinda depends on juggling the two. The atmosphere is heavy. The real world feels cold and quiet, while the spirit world looks surreal, almost like a nightmare painting ripped from Beksinski. The soundtrack just nails it. Melancholic in reality, then shifting into that haunting Silent Hill vibe thanks to Akira Yamaoka. And with the fixed camera angles, it's got that old school survival horror tension where you never feel safe. The story builds slow but sticks with you, so much that they're even adapting it into a movie. If you want a horror experience that's less about jump scares and more about creeping dread and psychological weight, The Medium is one of those games you gotta play alone at night.
Vou admitir, The Medium, eu nunca ouvi falar. Until Dawn eu já tinha ouvido falar e já estava com interesse em experimentar. Agora, The Medium, nunca ouvi falar e está-me a dar vontade de o experimentar. Para além do mais, parece super interessante.
The Mortuary Assistant is one.
Este eu conheço. Não tenho vontade nenhum de jogar, acho eu. I guess que não tenho estômago para este. Posso experimentar, na mesma, mas...
Freaky horror experience. You play as Rebecca Owens, fresh into her night shift at Riverfield's Mortuary in 1998 Connecticut, just doing embalming and routine mortuary stuff. Until you realize some of these bodies aren't just dead. They might be inhabited. And well, they'll come for you. You're stuck. Boss locks the place down, and you gotta identify which corpse is possessed, perform weird occult rituals to banish the demon, and burn it in the incinerator. All while still doing your job. The randomness? That's genius. Every run throws different scares, rituals, and endings at you, so you never feel safe. It's not flashy, no big gore show, but the silence, the flickering lights, that quiet tension, it gets under your skin. Some people say the controls are clunky or the loop wears thin, but man, first time playing, you'll be freaking out. And guess what? They're turning this into a movie in 2026. So yeah, if you want a game that makes embalming corpses feel like a high-stakes nightmare, this is it. Play it alone, at night, if you dare.
Pathetic corpse. Look at me! Look at this pitiful flesh I am service to. But this body is no longer mine.
Alan Wake 2 is, honestly...
Ok. Eu não tenho a certeza se é este, malta. Mas eu tenho o Alan Wake, o primeiro, na Steam, já comprado. Eu não tinha a noção que era um jogo de terror. Se Alan Wake 1 for de terror, que acredito que seja, visto que o Alan Wake 2 é de terror, Alan Wake 1 tem que ser, né? Mas se eu vir que o segundo é interessante neste vídeo, eu trago série de Alan Wake depois de Undertale. Aliás, eu tanto posso variar. Agora que estou aqui a pensar, eu posso variar os vídeos de terror aqui no canal. Posso jogar Undertale, Alan Wake, não se esqueçam de Resident Evil Requiem, que eu vou jogar. Mas posso variante, não precisa de ser tudo seguido. Mas é, Alan Wake está prometido aqui no canal.
One of the best survival horror sequels we've seen in years. Remedy throws you into two parallel stories. You've got Saga Anderson, an FBI profiler digging into ritual murders in Bright Falls, and Alan Wake himself, trapped in the dark place, literally rewriting reality to claw his way out. The way their narratives connect is wild. You can switch between them, and what happens in one story can twist the other. It feels like solving two nightmares at once. Gameplay leans heavy into survival horror. Low ammo, tense combat, and light as your ultimate weapon. Shine your flashlight, burn through shadows, survive. Alan even wields this angel lamp that lets you reshape the environment on the fly, which is as trippy as it sounds. The vibe? Pure psychological and cosmic horror. Creepy forests, warped realities, unsettling quiet moments that snap into chaos. But, Remedy being Remedy, there's still that quirky touch of humor. So when the darkness comes back, it hits even harder. Critics called it one of the best narrative games of 2023. And yeah, they're not exaggerating. Play this one alone, late at night, with the lights off. Alan Wake 2 doesn't just scare you, it lingers. It sticks in your head long after the credits roll.
There's something I'm forgetting. Something important. Something's not right!
Easy now. First things first. What's your name?
Blair Witch throws you into the Black Hills.
Blair Witch é um jogo em que eu ouvi falar, mas mais por conta do filme e não por conta do jogo. Que depois, mais tarde, eu descobri que depois do filme descobri que tinha um jogo, mas nunca o experimentei.
Forest in 1996 as Ellis, a troubled ex-cop searching for a missing boy. What begins as a straightforward search quickly turns into something darker. The forest bends, time shifts, and it feels less like you're walking through woods and more like you're trapped inside a living nightmare. Ellis isn't alone. His dog Bullet follows at every step. He's more than just company. You can pet him, command him, feed him, and your treatment of him actually shapes how the story plays out. That bond becomes crucial when everything else feels uncertain. The gameplay mixes first-person survival horror with stealth and puzzles, plus a distinctive camera mechanic. VHS tapes you find can be rewound or fast-forwarded to change the world around you, like opening a locked door or shifting an object in real time. At the same time, Ellis's PTSD seeps into the experience. Memories of war and trauma twist the line between reality and delusion, keeping you unsure of what's real. The atmosphere never lets up. Every step in the forest is loaded with tension. Leaves crunch, shadows move, whispers surround you, and the scares strike without warning. It isn't flawless. Some sections drag and technical bugs show up, but the constant unease, combined with Bullet's presence, makes the experience hit hard.
Bad memories. What the hell? Jess, you there? I think I'm starting to lose it. Jess? Jess?
Remothered, Tormented Fathers throws you straight into a tense psychological horror experience.
Nunca ouvi falar neste. Não se conhece até.
Play as Rosemary Reed, who shows up at the Felton family mansion to investigate a girl who went missing years ago. At first it seems like just a simple case, but the mansion, it's full of secrets, strange noises, and puzzles that make you question what's real. You can't really fight most of the threats. You have to hide, sneak, and use distractions to stay alive. Every corner could hold danger, and every chase ramps up the tension, keeping your heart pounding. Inspired by classic survival horror like Clock Tower and Resident Evil, the game focuses more on thinking fast and being careful than just running and shooting. People praised the story, the eerie atmosphere, and the clever puzzle design, though some critics noted that enemy AI can feel a bit repetitive at times. Still, it's a game that really sticks with you, setting the stage for the rest of the Remothered trilogy and showing what a modern psychological horror can do.
Shit! Where the hell am I?
Madison. This is one of those psychological horror games that
Esto
sticks with
conheço.
you long after you shut it off. Released in 2022 by Bluedius Games, it throws you into the role of Luca, a 16-year-old kid trapped in a cursed house tied to dark rituals and a murderous past. And here's the catch. You don't get guns, you don't get fancy weapons. All you've got is a vintage Polaroid camera. Sounds harmless, right? Not in this game. Every picture you take can reveal hidden clues, unlock new paths, or show you something you really wish you hadn't seen. The atmosphere is brutal. Lights flicker, floors creak, whispers crawl up your spine, and the jump scares? Completely unpredictable. 1 second you're focused on solving a puzzle, the next, bam, something's in your face. A lot of people call Madison the spiritual successor to PT, and honestly, that feels spot on. It's not just about cheap scares, it's about messing with your head. Play this one alone at night with headphones, and yeah, good luck sleeping afterward.
The attic.
Este é o susto que dá pouco no início do vídeo que eu me assustei. Yeah. Boo.
Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater. This
Nunca
one's
ouvi falar,
classic
acho.
Japanese horror done right.
Oh.
First launched on the Wii U back in 2014, then remastered for modern consoles, it drags you straight onto Mount Hikami, a mountain cursed with suicides, dark rituals, and spirits that refuse to rest. You're not playing just one character here, you jump between Yuri, Ren, and Miyu, each with their own reasons for being there, but all trapped in the same nightmare. And yeah, the whole mountain feels alive, like it's waiting for you to mess up. The hook is the camera obscura. It's not a normal camera, it's literally your weapon. Point it, snap a shot, and you can drive spirits back. But here's the brutal part. The closer the ghost, the harder it hits. Which means you've got to let them float right up in your face before blasting them. Creepy shrines, misty forests, drenched hallways. The whole game is soaked in that uneasy, slow burn J-horror vibe. Long black hair, pale faces, twisted movements. It's nightmare fuel from start to finish. If you want a horror game that's less about gore and more about dread, Maiden of Blackwater nails it. Lights off, headphones on, and yeah, good luck walking away without feeling watched. Song of Horror. Released
Outro que
episodically
não
between
conheço.
2019 and 2020, this game looks like a love letter to classic survival horror, but it's got a twist that makes it way more intense. You don't just play one character here. You control multiple characters, each with their own skills and backstories, and if one of them dies, yeah, that's it. They're gone for good. The story keeps going, but without them, and it really, makes every step feel dangerous. The real
Damn.
nightmare, though, is the presence. This isn't some scripted monster waiting in a hallway. It's an AI-driven entity that adapts to you. Sometimes it slams doors, sometimes it's whispering just out of sight, and sometimes it just lurks, making you wonder if you're really safe. You're not. Exploration is slow, the camera angles are fixed, and it totally nails that Resident Evil and Silent Hill atmosphere. But the permadeath system, mixed with that unpredictable presence, yeah, that's what pushes the fear through the roof. Play Song of Horror alone, lights off, and you'll realize really fast, opening a door has never felt this terrifying.
Time to play detective. What is this?
Malta, há aqui alguns jogos que nunca ouvi falar. Por exemplo, este Song of Horror, Fear the Presence, e o anterior, que eu já me esqueci, mas dá para ver aqui, Fatal Frame Maiden of Black, para aí, ou Blade. São jogos que nunca conheci e que eu não tenho a certeza se tem para PC, porque eu não tenho nenhuma consola por enquanto e só tenho PC para jogar. Então tenho de arranjar alguma forma de ver se muitos destes jogos que eu desconheço e que nunca ouvi falar, com licença, como por exemplo estes dois, não sei se tem para PC, mas se tiver, pode ser que eu traga. É aquela coisa que eu digo, eu posso sempre trazer alguma coisa. Qual é que é o próximo?
The Dark Pictures Little Hope. Released in 2020, this is the second entry in Supermassive's
que não
horror
conheço.
anthology, and honestly, it's one of their creepiest settings yet. A small town swallowed by endless fog, tied
Bebam
directly to
água.
the Salem witch trials. The game starts with a bus crash that leaves a professor and his students stranded in Little Hope. At first, it just feels abandoned, but then the visions begin. Scenes of people who look exactly like them being accused, tortured, and executed centuries ago. And soon, the group realizes they're being hunted by demons connected to those past lives. Gameplay leans hard on choices. You explore, you pick dialogue, you react in QuickTime events, and, every decision has weight. Miss a single button press and a character can die permanently. The story adapts, but you're left living with the consequences. The atmosphere? Heavy Silent Hill vibes. Fog so thick you can't see 10 feet ahead. Shadows that move when you're not looking. Whispers that crawl under your skin. It's a slow burn kind of horror that keeps you tense the entire way through. If you're into story-driven horror where survival depends completely on your decisions, Little Hope will test your nerves and make you rethink every choice you make.
Next.
She is the one in league with the devil.
Number 10. Martha is Dead throws you into a twisted psychological horror.
Este jogo eu acho que tem para PC. Martha is Dead, eu já ouvi falar, mas não tenho a certeza se é um jogo de PC ou não. Mas também acho que é um dos únicos jogos que... Não, obrigado.
Experience set in 1944 Tuscany. You play as Julia, the twin sister of the tragic Martha, found dead in a river right as World War II chaos closes in. But the real horror sits somewhere between grief, superstition, and what your mind is doing to you. Gameplay leans into atmospheric tension over action. You wander a meticulously recreated Italian countryside, on foot, by boat, or bike, collecting keepsakes, swinging dolls around in symbolic puppet shows, dabbling in tarot cards to uncover hidden layers, and developing old-fashioned photos in a fully realized darkroom. Yeah, you literally hold the camera and physically develop images. Creepy, immersive, and super tactile. What sets it apart is how real it feels. The game uses authentic Italian voice acting by default, anchoring you in character and in place. One moment you're chasing folklore through flickering visions, the next you're enveloped by wartime dread, as if grief and war are colliding right around you.
It was terrible to hear. I'll never get used to it.
You never get used to that kind of pain, my sparrow. But those in great pain can attempt to evoke the lady through a dark ritual and magic of the tarot. As the lady knows their suffering all too well, she could show them pity. Or she may not.
Number 9. The Evil Within 2 brings back Sebastian Castellanos, but this time, it's way more personal. He's broken, guilt-ridden, and yeah, desperate, because his daughter Lily, who he thought was dead, might still be alive. The catch? She's trapped inside STEM, this crumbling nightmare simulation called Union. So Sebastian dives right back in, facing twisted realities and his own demons to get her back. The gameplay shifts things up from the first game. Instead of tight corridors all the time, you've got semi-open areas where you can explore, scavenge, and even tackle side quests. Crafting is a big deal now. Ammo, traps, upgrades, you name it. And there's a skill tree that lets you lean into stealth, combat, or survival. You can go loud with shotguns or creep through the dark with a knife. Either way, every bullet counts. What really hits is the atmosphere. Union looks like this perfect American town at first glance. White picket fences, sunny streets. But then it folds in on itself, melting into pure horror.
Hello? Sebastian, are you there?
Lily?
Number 8. Amnesia Rebirth isn't your usual run-and-gun horror. You wake up as Tazi Trianon after a plane crash in the middle of the Algerian desert and, yeah, everything's messed up. You don't remember who you are, where your crew went, and then, bam, you find out you're pregnant. So now it's a fight to survive, figure out what happened, and get the hell out before things get worse. Gameplay? It's all about staying calm when everything wants you dead. No guns here, you're juggling your oil lantern, hiding from these twisted creatures, and trying to keep your sanity together while solving puzzles. There's also adventure mode if you just want to vibe with the story without the constant oh crap moments. The world feels huge, cracked deserts, creepy underground bunkers, alien ruins. And it's not just about cheap jump scares. This game hits heavy on psychological horror and emotional weight. Like, it makes you feel the tension in your gut.
You saw that sky?
Tazi, if I do not find you, and by some chance you are reading this, know that you are my heart.
Selfish little girl. We'll all die.
Number 7. Layers of Fear is a psychological horror adventure that drops you into the twisted mind of a painter unraveling in his own mansion. You're the unnamed artist, trying to finish that masterpiece while the house literally recolors itself around you. The gameplay feels like wandering through a fever dream. You creep down shifting hallways, rummage through drawers. Why does every cabinet scream, "Open me?" and solve little puzzles using physics, like propping up a plank or lining up portraits. No weapons, just nerves, a lamp, and questions of what's real. It's the atmosphere that sticks. The mansion's your canvas. Portraits melt, rooms loop, and things appear just when you expect them least. Those corridor shifts and how reality bends when you look away. It's almost cinematic. Your eyes betray you, and it knows.
A thing that should not be.
Number 6. Streisel starts out simple. You're Daniel, just a regular kid who, suddenly inherits his grandma's old house in Aspen Falls. Sounds like free real estate, right? Except, nah, it's bad news from the jump. The whole town feels off, and then this strange woman shows up who seems to know way too much about your family. That's when things go straight to hell. So the gameplay, think classic survival horror mixed with like a touch of Soul-style combat. You're solving puzzles, exploring creepy spots, and fighting these nasty creatures. On paper, sounds great, and honestly, with Unreal Engine 5 and MetaHuman tech, the visuals are solid. Foggy streets, rotting wallpaper, the vibe is there, but Number 5. Dead Space Remake brings back that original horror classic.
Dead Space. Eu depois fui no vídeo da semana passada da React Weekend sobre diretor de videojogos a responder às perguntas do Twitter. Eu descobri que aquele mesmo diretor teve na produção de Dead Space. Também disse no vídeo, porém eu acabei por não prestar atenção a esse pormenor. Mas Dead Space eu depois vi e até posso verificar outra vez. Já não entrava. Desculpem, isso demorou mais do que eu estava a contar. Isso demorou tanto. Aliás, estava-me a demorar tanto porque já não entro há tanto tempo na Xbox, na aplicação da Xbox em que tive de iniciar sessão. Como tinha dito, o jogo Dead Space tem na Xbox Game Pass e eu, como tenho a Game Pass, eu posso vir a trazer aqui para o canal também.
But man, with a fresh coat of paint that makes everything way more terrifying. You're still Isaac Clarke, this quiet engineer who just wanted to fix a ship, and now he's knee-deep in hell thanks to the necromorph outbreak on the USG Ishimura. The gameplay? Yeah, it's tight. The whole strategic dismemberment thing is back, and it still feels brutal as hell. You can't just spray bullets. Gotta slice limbs clean if you want to survive. And with zero-G sections, improved controls, and that slick over-the-shoulder camera, it all feels way smoother than the original. Story-wise, it's the same core idea, but expanded. Isaac actually talks now, which honestly adds a ton of personality. You're not just following orders, you feel his desperation, his need to find Nicole. And the way they reworked side quest, it makes the ship feel alive. Or, dead, I guess.
Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clarke. With or without you.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
Nicole?
Number 4.
Outlast 2. Ora então, eu tenho que admitir aqui uma cena, malta. Eu comecei a jogar Outlast 2 em stream, porém houve 2 pequenos problemas. Para quem não sabe, eu nunca fiz isto e como uma pessoa que gosta de jogos, quer experimentar e ter a sensação do que é platinar um jogo. Eu nunca platinei qualquer tipo de jogo. Nunca. Ok? Mas o primeiro jogo que eu platinei foi o God of War de 2018. Eu também já trouxe aqui no canal, no ano passado, Outlast. Só que o primeiro. Tanto trouxe a DLC como a própria história principal, sem ser a DLC do Outlast 1. Porém, eu não platinei o Outlast 1. Falta-me, acho que, 4 conquistas. 4. Tal como, por exemplo, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Eu ainda não o platinei. Porque há uma conquista que tanto tenho no Resident Evil 7 como aqui no Outlast 2. Eu tenho a conquista de terminar o jogo em menos de 4 horas. O que é que eu quero dizer com isto? No Resident Evil 7 eu preciso terminar antes de 4 horas. No Outlast 2 eu preciso de terminar em menos de 2 horas. Em menos de 5 horas. Peço desculpa. E o que é que acontece? Eu gosto de primeiro trazer a história em si do jogo, né? Então, o que é que acaba por acontecer? O primeiro episódio de Outlast 2 que eu tenho por sair, que não irá sair, tem apenas meia hora. E é simplesmente eu a não ler os documentos que nós vamos vendo pelo jogo. Porém, obviamente que eu querendo platinar algum jogo, Outlast 2 para ter essa conquista de terminar o jogo em menos de 5 horas, eu não sei se faço primeiro a história, trago aqui para o canal, tal como foi Resident Evil 7, e depois tento buscar a conquista, mas não faço a menor ideia. Mas eu quis parar aqui um bocado para vos mencionar isso. Sim, eu joguei tipo 40 minutos Outlast 2 em stream. Eu tenho apenas uma conquista, que é a primeira parte do jogo, dessa meia hora que eu tive. Então, yeah.
Outlast 2 drops you into like one of the most messed up settings in horror gaming. A creepy desert village in Arizona where nothing feels right. You play as Blake Langerman, a cameraman just trying to figure out what happened to your wife after a helicopter crash. Sounds simple, but yeah, it goes completely off the rails fast. Gameplay-wise, it's all about survival. No weapons, no way to fight. Just your camera, your mic, and night vision. That's your lifeline. You're sneaking through cornfields, crawling under houses, and hiding in, like, barrels full of blood just to stay alive. The enemy? It doesn't quit. If they see you, they will hunt you down, and you better hope you've got somewhere to hide. The story is intense. It's got cults, twisted beliefs, and some seriously disturbing imagery. And the game doesn't hold back. It'll make you uncomfortable on purpose. Every step feels like you're sinking deeper into something you shouldn't even know exists. Number 3. Resident Evil 7 shifts the series in a big way and honestly...
Como eu disse, Resident Evil 7 também é outra. Eu já parei durante um bocado de publicar vídeos de Resident Evil 7. Porém, ainda tenho coisas a trazer para o canal sobre Resident Evil 7. Eu ainda tenho que jogar 2 DLCs, que é End of Zoe e Banned Footage. Ou seja, ainda tenho essas 2 DLCs que vai dar para trazer aqui para o canal para mais Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 vai ser um jogo para platinar também.
It nails it. You're Ethan Winters, this regular guy who just wants to find his wife. So you head out to this old, rotting plantation in Louisiana, and things get real bad real fast. The gameplay? It's first person this time, which makes everything way more personal and terrifying. You're scavenging for ammo, managing inventory, and every shot matters. The Baker family? Yeah, they don't just chase you, they stalk you. Jack crashing through walls, Marguerite crawling around like a nightmare, it's relentless. Story-wise, it's tight. Starts off as a simple find your wife mission, but it spirals into this twisted fight for survival against something way bigger than you expected. It feels grounded, but still very Resident Evil. Visually, the game kills it with atmosphere. Everything's disgusting in the best way. Mold on the walls, creaky floorboards, that nasty food on the table.
All right, what do you say we play a little game?
Now, I've seen everything.
What the fuck? What is that?
Number 2. Visage is one of those games that just messes with your head. You're in this normal-looking house, right? But it doesn't take long before you're like, yeah, something's way off. The whole vibe is slow and heavy, like it wants you to sit there and soak in every creak, every shadow, until you're legit second-guessing what's real. Gameplay? Dude, there's no fighting back. No guns, no nothing. You're just walking around, solving puzzles, keeping the lights on, and trying to hold your sanity together. And yeah, sanity is a thing. Stay in the dark too long or witness too much weird stuff, and it all starts going south fast. Candles and lighters, lifesavers. The story doesn't give you everything up front. You're piecing together what happened in that house through these broken, twisted backstories. It's heavy stuff. Families falling apart, real dark themes. And the game doesn't spoon feed you. You gotta work for those answers, which makes it even creepier.
E o número 1 é...
Number 1, Silent Hill 2 Remake. Brings back one of the most legendary horror games ever, and man, it feels fresh without losing what made it creepy in the first place. You're James Sunderland, right? This guy gets a letter from his dead wife, yeah, dead wife, telling him to meet her in Silent Hill. So, he shows up, and the whole town is just...
Death.
wrong.
Okay.
Fog everywhere, weird shapes moving in the distance, and that feeling in your gut like you really shouldn't be there. Gameplay? It's over the shoulder now, which makes everything feel closer, more personal. The combat's been reworked too. You're not some action hero. Every swing, every shot feels heavy and risky. Dodging matters, ammo matters, it's tense as hell. And like, visually, Unreal Engine 5 went all out. The fog, the lighting, those grimy hallways, everything's so detailed it's almost uncomfortable. Add the 3D audio, and when you hear something breathing behind you, yeah, good luck staying calm.
How do you know about Mary?
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Doesn't matter who I am. I am here for you, James. See?
Ora então, malta, espero muito que vocês tenham gostado desta React Weekend, em que amanhã também vai sair um vídeo sobre terror. Então eu espero muito poder contar com vocês amanhã, tal como pude contar com vocês hoje. Então já sabem, deixem o vosso like, subscrevam-se e ativem o sininho das notificações para não pararem de receber notificação de quando irá sair o próximo vídeo. Então é isso tudo, malta. Obrigado e vemo-nos amanhã para mais React Weekend de terror.